Just name the trait.
Yeah, by name trait. I need to understand what you're asking.
Name the trait that's true of an animal that, if true of a human, would make it those morally permissible to kill and eat a human.
Okay, so are you asking me for like a mind independent trait?
What do you mean a mind trait?
A trait that the animal or human has, irregardless of whether anybody
Yeah,
thinks it has the trait.
yeah.
Okay. So I take a substance view of personhood. So under a substance view of personhood, I just say that the relevant moral distinction is just that um the human has these dispositional capabilities that the animal doesn't.
What dispositional capabilities?
So things like understanding syntactics, semantic language, being expressed, those kind of things, being able to abstract universe from particulars rather than mere pattern recognition, things like that.
Okay, so do you need like a conjunction of these?
Yeah. By conjunction, just mean that if one of the traits is present, it would not be a human.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, these traits have to be innately present, right? But they don't have to be in an active sense. So it need not be the case that the human is actually demonstrating these qualities. However, as long as it's present intrinsically or innately to the human's
Wait,
nature, then
that doesn't answer
it
if it's
would.
needed conjunctively or not.
Yeah, I just told you that is a conjunction.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe you cut out. Okay, let's say, all right. Let's say, I was making, let's say, there was a human born, right? It's a newborn baby, and it doesn't have the mental faculties. Like it's like a retarded human. It doesn't have the mental faculties to be able to like distinguish particulars from universals. I think that's what you said. And for the other trait, it can't speak right now, and it never will gain like the ability to speak. Because let's say I cut out its tongue or something like that. Do you think it's morally permissible to kill it?
Well, no, because I already told you that
We
it would
rape
have these
it.
dispositions. It would have these innate dispositions, even if it's not able to express them, as long as it has it within its nature.
It
Then
doesn't.
yes, it would, because you do understand the whole idea is that you can have something within your nature, you can order towards an end, but something extrinsic to you can stop that end from being actualized. So, for example, a seed might be ordered towards, growing into a tree, but it need not be the case that the seed actually grows into the tree. The same example you can give is when, you have a
Hold on.
baby. Let's say the baby never gains like the ability to speak. Just because, the baby's ordered towards the end of being able to speak, it doesn't mean that the baby will ever actualize, the active capability to speak. And so I'm saying that you can have it in as an innate disposition or innate property that need not be expressed or need not ever be expressed, as long as it's actually in the nature of the thing we're talking about.
Oh, okay, I see. So what if I called this newborn like little like retarded baby? I call it like a C type baby, right? And then I have the C type baby, and then I make it so that in its nature it can never develop these abilities no matter what, and it's just born
You
this way.
can't, you can't, okay, so you're saying that you remove some essential property or some intrinsic property from the nature of the thing. You can't remove intrinsic properties from the nature of the thing. It's not how it works. Yeah, you can
Wait,
like remove. You can remove.
wait, I didn't say, wait,
Yeah,
hold,
you
hold
can
on, I
remove
didn't say.
accidental properties from a thing, but you can't remove the intrinsic properties.
No, okay, it didn't start off with the intrinsic properties that are removed. It just never had them.
Okay, if it had never had them, it's not a human. Told you
Okay,
that.
so if there was a newborn baby born without the mental faculties to like distinguish particulars from universals or ever like develop that skill, and it's the same thing for speech, like maybe it doesn't have a tongue and it can never grow a tongue, which is necessary for being able to speak. You think it's more permissible to kill it, buddy?
I already told you that if it has it within its nature, then it's not
I,
morally permissible.
I just prescribed it. It wouldn't be within its nature, buddy.
Yeah, okay. If it's not within it, okay. So these are two conditions that need to be met, right? If it's not within its nature and it's not actively, expressing these capabilities, then it would be morally permissible. But I'm saying that
Ooh, oh my.
you're already presupposing, your semantics of
Wait, wait,
personhood.
wait,
I already
wait,
told
hold on,
you,
hold on.
I already told you when I already told you, the type of view of person I'm taking. You're presupposing that this baby is a human. I just said that under my semantics
Yes,
of
it
what a
would.
human is, it isn't a human.
Okay, one, I never said that it was a human, but if
Okay,
you
so it's
agree
just
that
a
it's
baby,
okay,
right? So it's a non-human baby. So you're asking me if it's you're
okay,
asking me if it's morally permissible to eat a non-human baby. Nice. The hell?
okay, it's just this random drug
Nigga,
baby, and it's
booty.
okay to eat it. It's okay to eat it because it lacks, because like really retarded, it lacks these abilities, like gain these skills, like distinguish particulars from universals, and it lacks the ability to gain speech. Yeah, that's when it's
I'm not
within its
just
nature.
okay. I'm not just saying that.
It's just a baby that lacks the ability to learn. And you think that it's morally
I'm
permissible to
not.
kill,
You're
even
not.
if it's
You're not
sentient.
tracking. You're not tracking. So what I'm saying is that something can lack the ability to gain something, but just because it lacks the ability to gain something
No,
doesn't
it
mean
lacks.
that it's not within the nature of the thing.
I'm done with this. It lacks the ability, and it's impossible for it to gain that ability.
I'm saying that just because it's impossible for it to gain it doesn't mean that it's not within the nature of it. I already gave the seed example. For the seed example, imagine that a seed is towards a seed naturally develops into a tree. However, you step on the seed, and so given that you step on the seed, it never develops into a tree. Not only if the seed doesn't exist anymore and the seed's natural development has been interrupted, it would now be impossible for the seed to develop into a tree. But
This
its
is
natural
troll.
development and its natural telos was, to become a tree. That's what I'm saying.
This is troll. In the example you gave, it's still logically possible for that seed to develop into a tree.
Yeah, I'm
In this
not talking
example,
about logical possibility.
yeah, I am. When I say that
Yeah,
it's
okay, you're
logically
talking
impossible
about
for
logical possibility, so nobody cares about logical possibility. What the hell's veganism
what
there?
the fuck? What the
Logical
fuck?
possibility is way too broad. Okay, the reason why I'm saying nobody cares is that logical
Why
possibility
is
is
it
way
being
too
too
broad.
broad and I
You
can't
do
use it?
understand that way? You do understand that it's logically possible for a horse to develop into a human. There is no contradiction. So logical possibility is way
What do you
too
define a
broad in
horse as?
scenarios like this.
What do you define a
What did
horse
you say?
as?
What did you say?
What do you think a horse is?
Can't give an exhaustive definition of us. I'm not like a I'm an
Okay, it's just
biologist.
yeah. Okay, it's only logically possible if you have like a specific definition of a horse, buddy.
No, you do
And
understand
also,
that.
let's
You do understand
oh,
that.
I
You do
hate
understand
you,
that.
bro.
Wait, you do understand the definition of a horse, as long as the definition of a horse isn't obviously in direct imposition or in direct opposition to what human, like the trait that a human would need to have. It would not be logically impossible because there's no
Yeah,
logical contradiction.
yeah,
Yeah,
obviously. But I
exactly. Okay,
just defined.
so
Hold,
exactly. So
bro.
I'm saying that logical possibility in this situation is too broad because there are many situations which you can say that a horse can develop into a human. It's logically possible for a horse to develop into a human, right? But I'm saying that look, you can't invoke logical possibility here, or if you do, it's not relevant because it's way too broad. It actually capture the semantics of what we're talking about.
Yeah, you haven't showed. For one, you haven't showed why it being too broad means that I can't invoke it, or that it's not relevant, or that
I
it doesn't
never said
capture
that you can't
semantics.
invoke.
Oh,
I said that
wait,
it wouldn't be
yes, you
relevant.
did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But let me finish. When I defined a specific baby, this little like retarded baby with like that lacks all like learning capabilities, it wouldn't be a human under that definition. So for it to be possible to be a human would be violating the law of identity in a
Wait,
logical
okay.
world.
You do understand that for you to say that X develops into Y, you don't need to posit an identity relation between X and Y. You do understand, for example, if I say that a
No,
seed,
I'm saying
is
X is
going
not
to
why.
develop into a
I'm
tree.
saying X
Wait,
is not why. I'm saying X is not why.
wait, you do know that a seed is not a tree, right? A seed develops into a tree. And so if I say X develops into Y or C develops into a tree, I don't need to posit any type of identity relation between the seed and the tree. So this whole identity thing doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. It's not relevant. It wouldn't violate my
Okay,
identity.
okay. You're a troll. You're a troll. Listen, a baby, okay. When I have you, when you were born as a baby, you were still a human. Okay, so you could be a baby and be a human. Now that we have got that out of the way, I'm not saying that
Nobody said that's okay. You're not even tracking what I'm saying.
I don't care. I'm not saying that you said it. I'm just saying I'm trying to get it out of the way. Now that we have that,
Yeah.
I'm saying that this baby, by virtue of its nature, is not a human. Not that it can't develop into a human, bitch. And also, if it's not a, I should continue. That's all I have to say.
Okay. So I already told you that. Even you're asking me, it's just that it's just a trivial question because if I got somebody say, yeah, imagine
No, no. If I go up,
wait, shut up. If I got somebody and say, oh, my is this organism, right? And this organism, right, lacks all human traits, all the human nature, the essential properties of a human.
What's in question?
Also,
Wait, what's in? What's in question?
stop.
Is it?
Stop.
Wait,
And
no,
you
because
say,
this analogy doesn't work. Because what's in question is your
you just
definition of
intro,
human in the
you
first
just
place,
intros when
applying
I'm
to most
speaking.
people's intuitions.
Wait, shut up. Like, you're not let me finish what I'm saying.
Go.
If you go to random person on the street, you say, oh, imagine like this is an organism and this organism isn't human. Do you think it's moral to eat the human? It's just saying, oh, do you think it's moral to eat a non-human? What the hell? You just
This
asked me if
analogy
it's
is
moral to
retarded.
eat a
This
non-human.
analogy. This guy's cool. This analogy is retarded because we're going over your definition of human in the first place and how it accounts for most people's intuitions. Now, if I go up to a random person, if I go up to a random person on the street and told them, hey, if I took your like to be born baby, right? You're pregnant right now, and I took that baby and like I injected it with a drug so that it has no learning capabilities and it's
I'm
logically
saying that you
impossible.
yeah,
Shut
sure,
up,
it's
bro.
what
It's
I'm saying
logically
this
impossible.
possible.
I'm
What?
you said
You
what?
can't. Well, okay. I'm saying that a scenario like that is not relevant to me because I'm saying the scope of modality is too broad. I'm talking about a different type of modality than you're talking about. You're talking about logical modality. I'm saying, okay, talking about logical modality is fine, but logical modality is way too broad to actually get moral bearings
Look,
on the type of situation we're talking about. So I'm saying that
you're
you
retarded.
shouldn't talk about logical possibility because lots of
Okay,
logical
you could just
situations.
okay. I'll explain like this. You can just like formulate what I'm saying, or like not formulate, format what I'm saying into like a modus tollens argument. I don't really care.
Well, why do I need to format into a modus tollens argument? It's not my argument.
I'm saying you can. So look, premise one would
Yeah,
just
I
be
don't need
if
to.
Rizzhan's position is true, then in the case I presented, it would be morally permissible to kill, like punch them in the stomach and just kill that baby.
No, it
Premise two,
wouldn't.
it's not.
That's
Conclusion.
that's not what the non-vegan position entails. The non-vegan position doesn't entail that,
Oh no,
you can just
not your
go up to
position about
any.
veganism. Not your position about veganism. Your position
Well, no,
about what a
that's not
human
what.
is.
No, that's not what my position would entail because I still think that it's immoral to just unnecessarily go up to an animal and cause it it's suffering for no reason. I think any non-vegan would grant anything who held such feel like me would grant that it's immoral to go up to like a vertebrate animal and start beating it up for no reason. You need not you need not reject my position to hold that. You're just stupid.
That's not what I'm saying. You're a troll. I'm saying that with your view on what makes something a human, that's implied.
No, I'm saying
That's just,
that something is a non-human doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want to. You idiot.
yes, you wait. Yes, you did. You said the distinction
No, I
between
didn't.
you said the morally relevant distinction. You said the morally relevant distinction between an edible and a human is the traits that you mentioned.
Okay, and I told you that just because you believe that there's a
And you said
moral
those traits are the same thing that make someone a human, by the way.
wait. Just because there's a morally relevant distinction between those two things doesn't mean that you believe that one of them has at least has absolutely no moral value. You can still believe that animals, right, have moral value without committing yourself to the position that
I never. This guy's making me
the
mad, bro. I never said that. This guy's making me mad. I never said that just because you say that means that you're committed to animals not having any moral value. I'm saying
I'm
if
saying
you
that they
say
still
that,
have
you're
moral
committed.
value.
I'm done, bro. I'm done. That's fine. They still have moral value, but you brought
So
up
you
the
wouldn't be able
morally
to do
relevant
whatever you want to
distinction
them.
to
So
try
you
and,
wouldn't be able to do whatever you want to them.
bro.
Okay, nice.
What'd you say?
I'm saying that under my position, animals still have moral value, meaning that my position would not entail that you could do whatever you want to animals. You wouldn't just be able to cause animals unnecessary
That's
suffering.
wait. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're saying they still have moral value, but not moral value sufficient enough to the point where, what do you call it? You could just spare them from dying or whatever. Like you can't just go up on the street, right, and like find an animal and just shoot them in the head or something. You're saying that's morally permissible. So with the baby example, under your view, it'd still be morally permissible to fucking kill them, even if they have some moral value.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody getting slammed.
Yo, why'd he get stun locked? What the hell? Yo, speak up, Rizzhan. Yo, speak up right now. Yo, you actually
anyways.
stun locked the
Hey,
flames?
by the way, Shinra, the traits he mentioned were being able to distinguish particulars from universals. What was the other one? Being able to develop speech, like verbalization, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Why is he
so
pretending that he's right?
yeah, I didn't pretend that I was lagging. I actually had to go because somebody was calling me. But yeah, anyways, as I already said, if something has moral value, even if I don't think that it has sufficient moral value to decide whether it should be killed or not, I still think that sufficient moral value to decide that these instances of suffering should be unjustifiably brought upon it. I think that in the cases, I don't think that my
The instance
position
of
would
suffering
be.
isn't being killed, by the way.
Wait, what did you say?
The instance of suffering isn't being killed. So if you
Wait,
think that
wait, wait,
something has moral
wait,
value,
wait,
but not
wait,
moral value sufficient
wait,
enough to
actually,
stop it from being
wait,
killed, then in the
you can
instance of
prove.
suffering I laid
No,
out,
no, you can prove
which
that killing. You can
was being
prove
killed.
killing is suffering. You think killing. You think you can prove death is an instance of suffering. What the hell? Because suffering is a form of
Okay, why do
metacognition.
you think? Okay, why do you think people view it as morally impermissible or go around like shooting people on the street?
I think it's more abolitionist view that they hold, or some view about harm that they hold, right? So normally it's against people's, interest to be killed, or normally it deprives people of what they want when they're killed, or normally
What do you think suffering is?
people have interests attached to the value of not being killed, right? So people have these predisposed interests that say, okay, maybe I don't want to be killed, maybe I actually value my life. So I'm saying that given that animals do not have these types of
Oh, wait, that's fine. You just hold some weird. Wait, you
recognition,
just hold some weird. Hold on. You just hold some weird definition of suffering. Then, so I can just tweak the analogy and call it a case of harm. Then that doesn't
no, so
matter.
suffering is a form. You're an idiot. Suffering is a form of metacognition. But you can go literally under.
That's
You
fine.
can go literally. We can go under any.
When you
You
called
can
wait, so
find.
when you called me killing
Wait,
a
wait, wait,
baby a case of
wait,
suffering, you
wait,
were wrong.
wait, 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 one sec. See,
Wait, if
I don't know
suffering,
why this guy keeps.
hold on, if suffering's a
I don't know
form of
why this guy
metacognition,
keeps. I
why
don't
is
know why
me
this
killing a
guy
baby
keeps.
a case of?
I don't know why this guy keeps interrupting me. Okay, so that just because I'm saying that most of the calm will just harm suffering, right? So most of the calm that can do something with even if I'm not actively suffering. So for example, say that I
Okay,
steal $1 million from someone
I
that
grant that. I
without
grant that. I
them
grant that.
no.
Okay.
Wait,
We
wait,
have
wait,
the same
wait, wait,
mentality. My
wait.
bad.
I don't know why you can interrupt. I don't know why you keep interrupting me. I don't know why you
It's
keep
fine. I
interrupting me.
don't
But let's
care. I grant it.
yeah, let's say that you still having already left notice, so and them actually
But why
knowing
are you
to
trying
say
to give me the
something else,
example?
you still would have harmed them, still would have done something bad to them, even though they're not actively suffering. I think that
That's fine. We
suffering is
understand
born
the kind of harm.
metacognition.
Wait.
If
That's
you could, if you find
I'm
okay,
done.
if you find any if you find any neuroscience paper, any neurology paper, I doubt you have. You actually find that you can suffering is a form of metacognition. So suffering involves the total belief that pain is happening, and also I believe I know that I'm pain, but I believe that I'm going through a negative emotion, right? So
Oh,
that just can
okay.
be harmed by them suffering. I'm saying that death is not a form of suffering.
Okay, I don't know why he talked for that long, even though I told him that I grant that, because we have the same account of goddamn harm. Listen, if that's the case, why did you call me killing a baby a case of suffering? If you think that suffering is like
I
metacognition,
didn't say
or
that.
like
I didn't
how
say
did
that I didn't say you killing the baby is a form of suffering. I said you killing the baby is a form of harm because it harmed the
no,
baby.
you said
But there's
suffering.
suffering going
You
on.
said suffering. You said suffering. But it's
No,
fine.
I
It's
said
fine. We
that.
can go back
I
on
said
the
that you
recording later.
beating up.
We can go back
I
on
said
the
that you
wait.
beating up.
It's fine. I don't
When
shut
I said
up,
that
bro.
you
We can go back on the
beating
recording
up. I
later.
don't know.
It's fine. We
You
can
can
go back
go
on
back
the
into
recording
recording. I said
later.
that you beating up. I said that you beating up. You beating up a baby would
Yeah, but
be
we
a
can go
form
back
of
on it
suffering.
later, bro. I'm not stopping the recording right now. I'm not stopping the recording right now. Okay, so I can just change it to a
Okay.
case of harm. That doesn't change the reductio.
Okay. So what's the original reductio again?
Oh boy. So there was a pregnant woman on the street, and her baby, you know for a fact, it was going to be like a really like retarded baby, such that it wouldn't have the ability to like learn anything, right? But it would still grow up to be sentient, right? It would still be happy, all of that stuff. Do you think it's morally permissible to like punch the mother in the stomach and kill it?
Okay, so the baby grows up to be sentient and grows up to be happy. All right. Yeah, oh my God. Grows up
Yeah,
to be
but it
sentient and
doesn't have the
happy.
ability to learn
Well,
anything.
wait, does the mother, okay. Well, obviously it's not morally permissible if you're going against the mother's interest and you're forcibly taking the baby from her stomach.
What if the mother
Unless
lets you
the
do
mother
it?
doesn't have any interest attached to the baby.
if the mother lets you do you think it's morally permissible to kill like the baby who can't learn anything?
Yeah,
Oh shit, bro. It's over for you.
it's not a human baby.
Damn.
I just told you that it wouldn't be a human baby given
I know you
prior
don't think it's
conditions
human,
of
but I think that
baby
people
is.
would still assign. I know you don't. I know you think that it's not human, but I think that people will still assign moral consideration to it, sufficient enough to the point where it's morally impermissible to kill it.
But no, you do understand that most people actually have the intuition that, eating meat is correct. So no, that can't be an intuition that most people hold.
Oh my god, they have the intuition that eating meat is correct. I agree, eating meat is correct. I don't think killing the animals is
Wait,
correct.
how do you think we get meat? Do you know we have to kill animals to get?
No, okay, I agree. Eating meat, all else equal, is morally permissible. I don't think killing the animals, all else equal, is morally permissible. Maybe if an animal died, like stillborn or something, it was morally permissible. It's morally permissible to eat it,
Wait, so you
but it's
think
not
that
morally.
eating an animal? Okay, you think eating an animal is morally permissible? You think that killing an animal is morally?
Yes.
Okay, let's say I went to an animal, right, and I break off the chunk of flesh, but it's still surviving, and I ate it. Do you think that would be moral?
Did you cause harm? You still caused like negative valence states to it. There's some like external stuff. Yeah, all else equal, dum dum.
Eating animals going to involve that. Yeah, but the concept of eating animals, you do understand
No,
that. So you can't
okay.
think this multiple cause
It
express.
doesn't involve that. No, it is no eating. No, you can eat an animal without having to kill it.
Wait, okay, can you give me an instance where you can eat an animal, right?
If
You
an
can get
animal,
food
I
from an
already
animal.
gave the instance. If an animal is born stillborn,
Okay,
if an animal is born
what's
stillborn,
the instance? What's the instance?
if an animal is born stillborn, again,
Okay, so if an animal's born still on, right, you can, pick
yes,
up the animal and eat it. Even though the vegan position would, advise against that.
no, you're a troll. The vegan position is just that it's morally impermissible to kill it.
No, the vegan position is morally permissible to eat. Okay, this guy. Yeah, we can
Look, I
conclude. You
mean,
just
I don't really
conceded.
look. I don't
That's a
really
nice.
care. I don't really care about your.
Conceded.
Look, I don't really
We
care.
just conceded
This
that.
guy's a
You just
troll.
conceded.
I don't really care about your analysis of the veganism position. I clarified what I meant earlier on when the debate started. So
You just conceded. Just conceded.
I clarified what I meant by veganism when the
You
debate started. You agreed to debate me on that.